Hello and welcome to my very first unboxing video for the XP Pen Artist 22R Pro pen display. Please ignore the wet spots on the box here. It was raining on the day I got this package in the mail. And also, this is my first unboxing video, so I apologize in advance if it's a bit all over the place. I'll get better at these eventually, I hope. The reason why I decided to purchase this particular monitor is because I read numerous reviews that mentioned how beginner friendly this drawing monitor is. I do own another tablet that I use for art, but this 22R Pro is officially my first monitor solely for making art. Another selling point for me were the 20 shortcut buttons on the display. You'll see those later in this video. And by the way, this box here is a lot heavier than I thought it would be. I think that's mainly because I'm so used to carrying around these lightweight tablets. This is definitely not a portable tablet though. Now, this is when I began opening the display box itself. Side note, but I think that cover art right there is so cool. I love how it looks. And here is an accessory box that has a bunch of different things in it that I'll get into in just a bit. Here is the display monitor, and it might look light, but again, this is much heavier than it appears, which is a good thing. You don't want anything flimsy when you'll be applying different levels of pressure to it. On the sides, you'll see the 20 shortcut buttons along with 2 dial wheels. I was so excited about these, but I ran into some issues with them, and I'll highlight those issues in a few minutes. Here I'm just adjusting the stand, and this is the level I use most often, but I like how many options you have with this adjustable stand, and you'll get a better look at it here when I turn the display monitor around. This stand is also very sturdy feeling. It's a stand that definitely feels reliable. Here I'm just taking off the plastic covering and the protective film. This is one of my favorite parts of buying anything with a screen. It's just so oddly satisfying to take off that little protective film. But, I digress. Okay, now on to the accessory box. This thing is packed with so many different cords. 6 different cords in total, I believe. So here we have the drawing glove, the very first drawing glove that I've ever owned. Here we have this little attachment that goes on the side of the display monitor that holds the pen. Here we have the owner's manual and a cleaning cloth. I believe that's the USB-A to USB-C cord. That must be the USB-C to USB-C cord. Then we have the power adapter. Here we have an extra stylus that they give you, which was very cool, very nice of them. Here we have a warranty card. This here is just cardboard. And here we have the pen holder and extra pen nibs. I believe there's 8 extra pen nibs in there. Here is, I believe that's the HDMI cord. That's the VGA cord. And I believe that's just a power cord right there. In this clip, you can see that I've gone ahead and hooked up the display monitor to my MacBook Pro. The display is so vibrant. I mean, look at those colors. Beautiful, right? Everything is crystal clear, which I'm happy about. Here, I'm taking the stylus, out of its holder for the first time. This is the first drawing stylus I've ever owned. I have a certain pencil for my other tablet, but I wouldn't count that as a drawing stylus since it's used for so many other things as well. In this clip, you can see me testing out the stylus. I had read some reviews mention possible latency issues, but honestly, I haven't experienced that at all. The stylus feels so smooth. I don't encounter lag at all while using it for my art. In this clip, you can see me begin to customize the shortcut buttons. Unfortunately, this is where the issues start. I want to reiterate that these shortcut buttons were a major reason why I purchased this particular model in the first place. I thought these buttons were so convenient and would save me time as a beginner to drawing monitors. So, let's start with the positive. Customization is very simple. If you already know which shortcuts you want, or which ones you'll be using the most, then you'll breeze through setting up all 20 buttons. This customization part felt very easy to me. Now, for the negative. The shortcut buttons do not work for me in Photoshop all of the time. I'm not sure why they choose not to work. It's almost like they want to register my input, but they don't. You'll see exactly what I mean with the next few clips in this video. I reached out to the XP Pen support team for help. They were very quick to reply and very kind, but still, to this day, the button issue is unresolved. So the next 3 clips that you'll see are clips that the support team over at XP Pen had me record and send to them to figure out what the problem was exactly. In this first clip, you can see the button issue I have. The top button is set to the brush tool in Photoshop, and the second button is set to the eraser tool. I have a new canvas open with the eraser tool selected. I want to press the top button to switch over to the brush tool from the eraser tool. As you can see, pressing the brush shortcut button doesn't register. Instead, the eraser tool is still selected in Photoshop. It looks like the brush tool wants to register, but it just switches back to the eraser tool. It takes many button presses for the desired shortcut to finally register. This doesn't appear to be a Photoshop problem, as my Photoshop is up to date. And this same issue happens when I'm pressing the second button for the eraser tool. It takes many attempts to finally register. In this second clip, the drawing monitor just gave me a black screen randomly when I was working on some art. So I powered the monitor off, then turned it back on, and the black screen continued. Again, no idea why this happened, but this is another issue I have with the monitor, even though I will say that this issue doesn't happen often. Here is the third clip I sent to the XP Pen support team. They had me download a specific driver to test out my stylus calibration and the button responsiveness. As you can see, the stylus works great, and the shortcut buttons also appear to be working here. They just don't want to cooperate within Photoshop. I have no idea what to make of this issue, but it is an unfortunate downside of this monitor for me. So, let's wrap this video up with some final thoughts. I do really like this drawing monitor. Will I use this monitor as much as I would have liked? No. But I will still use it very often. As you can see from this clip and the next, I'm able to create art using this monitor. I plan on using this monitor for post-processing in the future. I'll more than likely begin art pieces in Procreate and then move over to do detail work and color work, along with any final post-processing touch-ups in Photoshop with the XP Pen display at the very end. It's not the most ideal workflow, but it'll work for now. One final note, the issues that I have with this monitor might not be the same issues others have with this monitor. I downloaded Clip Studio Paint to test out the shortcut button issue on there, and surprisingly, the shortcut buttons work perfectly on Clip Studio Paint. I have no idea what to make of that. So odd. But I do hope this video helps someone out there who may be interested in purchasing this monitor. I find it useful despite the problems I have with it, and I do believe it will make me a better artist in the long run. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.